Hi guys, today I'm making my version of the beautiful Spanish classic potatoes bravas. Outstanding dish, great side dish, it's often served as tapas. I'm going to show you my version right now. Let's get straight into it. Right, we've got some boiling water here, which I'm just going to place 2 bay leaves in, along with some salt. Generously salt your water, generous amount of smoked paprika, and generous hit of pepper. Let's give that a nice stir, and you can just see the color of this water straight away. It's just been stained by that beautiful smoked paprika, and our potatoes are just going to boil in this beautiful water. Right, I've got some potatoes which have been washed but not peeled, right? And don't peel my potatoes that often because I love the texture and the nutrition that you get from the skin. I am going to slice these into approximately 1-inch cubes, right? Right, diced potatoes into your fragrant water. Just let it simmer for about 5 minutes. Right, give your potatoes a good stir, make sure they're beautifully coated in all your smoked paprika water with that bay leaf, and that flavour is just going to infuse into the potatoes, really going to give it a depth in flavour. Right, we're just going to let that come to the boil for about 5 to 6 minutes. You don't want them to cook fully, you just want them to parboil. Right, our potatoes have been boiling for about 3 or 4 minutes. They need a couple more minutes just to get perfect, but this whole room right now, the aroma is of just smoked paprika. Looks outstanding, and that smell and that flavour is just going to infuse into these beautiful potatoes, and that's exactly what you want. Small things like this make a big difference. A couple more minutes and we'll be ready. Right, our potatoes have been on for about 6 or 7 minutes. They're ready to be drained. Our bay leaf has done its job and it's infused all that flavour into that water. Great, let's drain these. Okay, we've drained our potatoes, and traditionally these will be deep fried and then served. However, I'm trying to be a little bit healthy, so my version is going to be to saute them. So we're going to put a generous amount of olive oil into our pan, and we're just going to go straight in with our potatoes. Beautiful. Right, so these are looking wonderful. I'm not going to play around with these too much. I'm just going to shake them about like this. I don't want those potatoes to break up. So I'm just going to kind of just let them do their thing while they firm up on one side. And as you can see, like some of these are looking quite fluffy. They're still quite firm, but just the edges are looking quite fluffy, and that's exactly what you want. That fluffiness is what's going to crisp up. At this stage, I'm just going to go in with a pinch of salt, good hit of smoked paprika, generous amount of pepper, and see, you can just hear them already getting firmed up on one side. Guys, we're going to pop these in the grill now, so the top half of the potato cooks as well, and then once that's charred up and crisped up, we can then move them around and play around with them a little bit. So I'm just going to go in with just a drizzle of olive oil on the top of the potatoes, and we're going to go straight into the grill. Okay, let's give these 5 minutes in the grill on a medium heat, and just let the top of those potatoes toast up, and then we can play around with them a bit more. Right, we've spent about 5-6 minutes in the grill, and now the top half of these potatoes are also now got a nice char developing on them, which means that we can now play around with them slightly. So I'm just going to, just give them a little bit of a toss. Beautiful. And now we can, have a mess around with them, let them, develop in flavour and develop that crust on the other side. Right, we're looking really good now. These are nicely crisping up on the outside, exactly what you want. These look amazing. And just going to let these carry on doing their thing for a couple more minutes. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to slice up this pepper. Just going to add this to our saute. Now, this isn't traditionally added to potatoes bravas, but I like it. It adds an extra depth of flavour, but also it just gives it colour, and that's just going to infuse more flavour into our potatoes, but at the same time give it that hit of colour. Beautiful. Now, how appetising does that look? Just with a bit of red in there. Here, can you hear that? Can you hear that crispiness? That's what I'm talking about. Right, these are looking wonderful. I'm just going to leave them on the heat now. Just let them do their thing, let that crust develop, and while they're doing their thing, I'm going to go ahead and make my garlic sauce to go on top. Right, we've got a trusted pestle and mortar. If you haven't got one of these, guys, please invest. Go and get one of these. They're amazing. 2 cloves of garlic, some salt just to help things come along, and just give them a pounding. Okay, so when you get to about this stage, but just once you've crushed your garlic to a small pulp, go ahead and start adding your other ingredients. So we're going to go in with a hit of pepper, a whole bunch of smoked paprika. Now I know it's already got smoked paprika on our potatoes, but we want it in our garlic aioli as well. I'm going to go with half a teaspoon of chili powder. Just quickly check up on our potatoes. Can you hear that? Can you hear that crust? That's what we're talking about. Beautiful. Right, let's give these a mixture. Right, then we're going to go in with a teaspoon of tomato puree. Let's mix that in. And then we're going to go in with some mayonnaise. I could have made my own, but you know what? Sometimes you just don't have the time. And just give this a nice mixture. Get all the flavours combined, the garlic, tomato paste, the mayonnaise. So we're going to go in with just half a tablespoon of vinegar at this stage, and if it needs more, I can always add. That's perfect. Okay, I'm happy with that. Can leave that to one side. Let's get to our potatoes. All right, guys, these are done. I'm going to take my potatoes off the heat. These are looking wonderful. I'm so happy with these. Look amazing, and you can just hear, you know, that sound just turns me on. It just tells me that they're nice and developed. Right, let's plate up. Right, and you just serve these directly in the pan. They just look so sexy like that. And this is my version of Spanish potatoes bravas with chili, paprika, peppers, garlic. Delicious. And guys, you just serve these with the sauce directly on top. Don't be stingy. Drizzle it on liberally. Going to dress with some fresh basil just for some garnish. Right, and there you have it. These are my perfect potatoes bravas, sexy as hell. Right guys, there you have it. This is my spicy, smoky Spanish potatoes. Outstanding dish, so vibrant, so flavorful. Can't wait to get stuck in. I'm going to go ahead and do a taste test. Before I do, guys, if you're enjoying my content, give me a thumbs up, like this video, hit that subscribe button. We've got videos coming out 7 days a week. And hit the notification bell as well, that really helps us. Anyway, enough talking, I'm gonna get stuck in. Okay, I'm gonna get started with one with quite a lot of sauce on there. Beautiful. Still quite hot. So good. Listen, if you're on low carbs, stay away from my house. So good. Guys, make these potatoes step by step how I showed you. You won't be disappointed. It's an outstanding dish, really simple. Guys, this isn't just delicious. This is Sonny's effing delicious. So good.